Let's talk about navigating life at home when you are trying to follow a healthy diet, but your family members don't eat the same way as you. One of the questions that I get asked a lot is about cooking for family members when maybe one is vegan, one is vegetarian, one is a meat eater, and not wanting to make a bunch of different meals. So one of the tricks that I have, and this is something that I do personally because my husband eats pretty much the way that I eat most of the time, but he does have some more like vegan junky foods, like the vegan meats, and he's not 100% vegan. He has fish sometimes when we go to restaurants, but I don't really cook that at home. And then he also eats eggs sometimes, but he doesn't eat any other meat products. But so at home, I will make something like pasta, for example. So I'll make pasta and then I'll put whatever I'm going to put on mine. So sauce and maybe lentils and onions and veggies cut up into the pasta, and then I'll put like the vegan meats added in for him, or maybe he wants some like vegan parmesan on top, or he wants like cheesy bread to go with the pasta. So I'm making the same one main dish, but then his just has some extra toppings or things that make it more suitable to how he likes to eat. Another easy dish to do this with is tacos or wraps. So I will make lettuce cups and then I'll put my lentils, and so basically I usually make like a medley with sauteed onion, lentils, maybe diced up bell pepper, corn, and whatever other veggies I happen to have at home in my seasonings. And he'll have, instead of the lettuce cups, he'll have a wheat wrap, like a regular wrap, and maybe put cheese on top or barbecue sauce or whatever type of sauces he likes. And because my food is sometimes too plain and boring for him, and he just wants the way he, like, I don't force anyone to eat another way in my household. Like, he eats what he wants to eat and I eat what I want to eat, and we're respectful of each other's dietary preferences. So he'll have his like that, and then I'll have mine with like lettuce cups. So I'm not cooking completely different meals. It's just slight little variations of what I'm eating. Meals for everybody. So hopefully that's helpful. And as far as living with other people, something that I would suggest is if you are finding yourself very tempted by the junk food that maybe your husband brings in or your kids, instead of telling them and just saying, look, from now on, you can't bring that stuff home, which can be very off-putting to them, why don't you just tell them, you're starting something new, and even just say, for the first week, do you mind doing that for me? Like, generally that's not as scary for that person to, when you say like, I need a week to really get the hang of this healthy eating, and I'm finding it way too tempting. And if you don't mind, just for this week, can you not bring the pizza home? Can you not bring the candies and the cookies home? Just while I'm getting the swing of things. It's kind of a softening approach to it, and it's not like scaring the person, like saying you can never bring junk into this household ever again. It's just going to put them off, and they might not be so on board with helping you out with your, healthy plan. Another thing is to make sure that you are not super hungry when they are snacking on things. So, and I emphasize this so often about filling up on starch. Starch is satiating. So that could be your sweet potatoes, your rice, your oatmeal. Make sure you are having at least 2 of your daily meals contain a generous serving of wet starch. You want to feel full and satiated after your meals. If you are hungry, it's going to make it even harder to avoid other people's junk. So, and something else that I would say is have snacks, which for me, 99% of the time is fresh fruit. Have fresh fruit readily available. If that means that you need to have a big bowl of grapes and pick every single grape off the stem, so it is just as easy to snack on those grapes as it is to open up a bag of chips, that can be so helpful. Like, have them out on your countertop. Have the little mandarin oranges. Those are so sweet and I absolutely love them. Have them in a bowl right on top of the countertop. So they're as convenient as grabbing a cookie. You want to make it really easy on yourself. You don't want there to be a bunch of steps that you need to take in order to prepare your fruit. Like, pineapple is delicious, but I don't feel like chopping up a pineapple. It takes a lot of effort. So, that's not an easy go-to snack. So while you might have a good intention when you're buying the pineapple, you put it on your countertop or you stick it in your fridge. It's unless you chop it up as soon as you bring it home and put it in a bowl and get your fork ready to go and eat that as your snack, then maybe it's not the best option to have. Think quick, think easy. And if you have any quick, easy, healthy snacks that you can think of that are easy to prepare, feel free to leave that in the comment section to share with other people who are also on this 30-day challenge. Remember, there are so many steps and so much more effort that you have to put into eating this healthful way than for people who are following fast food diet, standard American diet. Everything's easy. Granola bars, chips, crackers, cookies, cereal. You just pour it in the bowl, pour in your milk and eat it with a spoon. It's quick, it's easy, it's delicious. It's an intense, flavorful snack or meal. And, trying to make this healthy way of eating potatoes, beans, and greens compete with that is hard enough as it is. You don't want to make it harder on yourself. So just think of these little shortcuts that you can make to make those snacks easy for yourself. And while it's not realistic to ask your family members to eliminate every single, processed food or anything that comes in a package from your home, something that I would recommend is to really identify which foods cause you to really overeat, or which foods are the hardest for you to stay away from if other people are eating them in front of you. Because the odds are there are going to be some that really don't tempt you all that much. And so if you can even just ask your husband or kids or whoever you live with, your roommates, if you can identify one or two things that are really challenging for you to avoid. So for me, it's like crackers. And my husband doesn't really eat crackers that much anyways, but crackers, cereal, he doesn't eat cereal. And I don't know, vegan cupcakes. That's probably one that I would have a hard time not eating. He doesn't bring those home anyways. But so if you have certain things like chocolate or ice cream, if you can just say, look, for this week or for the next couple weeks, can we not bring ice cream home, or can you not eat, your pizza in front of me? Just these 2 or 3 things that are really difficult for me to moderate. Can we at least just leave those ones, out of the home? Then at least you've got half a chance, because your main, trigger foods, the ones that trigger you to binge on all the junk, those foods at least are out of sight, out of mind. Because, Chef AJ, if you're familiar with her, she has the quote, if it's in your house, it's in your mouth. And she really emphasizes the importance of keeping your environment full of all the healthy foods that you want to reach for and eliminating all the junk that you don't want to eat. Because again, if it's in your house, it's in your mouth. So if you live on your own or you live with someone else who eats just like you, then you've got this down. You've got such an easier potential to stick with this forever, because you don't have all these temptations in your face. And if you live with people who are really just in your face about all the chips and cookies and crackers, then I know how challenging it can be, and hopefully these little tips help. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you have any tips that you'd like to share with each other, feel free to do those in the comment section, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.